Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Ludicrous Feed Live. Today is Saturday, the 30th of December, 9 p.m. Very strange time indeed. But yeah, this is actually our final episode of 2023. How sad, I know. It's been a great year, but what a way to finish off, eh? Yeah, it's been fantastic. So much has happened, and just want to start off by saying thank you so much for always tuning in at either Wednesday night or Saturday morning to support the show. This show is not couldn't have been the show it was without you guys, and certainly couldn't have been without these two gentlemen who always join us on Wednesday night. So let's say hello and welcome to these two for the last time for 2023. That is, of course, Riz and Rahul. Gentlemen, it is so nice to see you both after a little break. How are you both?
Yeah, going well, Tom and Rahul. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Been a quiet time, a good time, but yeah, still so much happening. So we'll talk about that tonight.
Thanks, Riz. Nice to see you too. And Rahul, yourself, how are you? Have you been?
Evening, Tom, and evening, Riz, and evening to the audience joining us for, as you very aptly put it, in the YouTube live stream, the finale for 2023. Yeah, been good to decompress and have a bit of a quiet period of time, spend some quality time with the family and with friends, minus the devices. So yeah, that's been really good to do that. But yeah, glad that we can do one final show for our live stream audience that has been joining us on a regular basis the whole of 2023. So we really appreciate that support. Keep it coming in 2024. Thank you so much, guys.
Well said. I must say, I quite like late December, early January in Sydney. It's a lot quieter. Everyone's off on holiday and the streets are quieter. A great time to do tests in new cars. And just walking around the city with the family, it's always nice. And the weather's good, of course, if it's not too hot, which it isn't right now. It's quite a nice day today. Let's say thank you to our sponsors for the very last time this year. So thank you to Carloop, which is, of course, Riz. Thank you, Riz. Thank you also to Koba. We are looking forward to a car insurance product next year, hopefully from Koba for EVs. Thank you to Wallbox, who supply EV charging devices, such as this one behind me here, my left. And thank you to EV Car Rentals as well. If you want to hire cars from real electric vehicle owners, check out ev.com.au. Thank you, everyone. Well, gents, I would like you guys and also the live audience watching tonight to lead the show tonight. There's a lot to chat about as well, but also to recap what's happened this year. A lot has happened. Sometimes we forget as we delve into the news articles week in, week out. We sort of lose the bigger picture sometimes. So you guys in the audience, put what stood out for you this year. Maybe list your top 5, and we can sort of discuss, what you put up on the on the live chat. So I might actually put this story up just to start with, and then we can sort of go through that as the audience put down their comments. So let's start with this article here, if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, so another state apparently pulls up stumps on EV rebates, and that is South Australia, I believe, which is unfortunate, following in Victoria and New South Wales' steps. So in South Australia, they, I think, at the moment get $3,000 as an EV incentive. But looks like, when will that be going? Let's have a look. So has the budget happened yet? I've been away, so I don't know. Anyone from South Australia know what the result of that discussion was?
I may be wrong. Was it the end of this year as well? Or is it actual budget time?
Looks like it's a discussion point at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. So that seems to be the trend anyway, Riz, at the moment. New South Wales, Victoria, now South Australia. I wonder what state will follow next.
Well, Queensland currently has the best sort of rebate and subsidy schemes. Not sure how long that will last. Their EV uptake is booming. Last time I checked, they had over 30,000 battery electric cars, which is, given the population, it's quite a bit of an achievement up there. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on, how this develops. But ultimately, what this is all about is we need a national approach. The states have been good in doing what they're doing. But yeah, we need a national approach to making EVs more affordable and sort of, ensuring that all Australians, regardless of their socioeconomic status, can get in the behind the wheel of a cleaner vehicle. Even something a bit more dramatic, like looking at how we can help those looking at a second-hand electric vehicle, get something that's a little bit more affordable or have better finance and loan schemes for those people. So national approach would be better, but yeah, another state bites the dust.
Interesting. In the article, it says that I think it was Treasurer Stephen Mulligan from South Australia said that the federal government already introduced incentives worth $12,000. Not sure what that's been referred to. Is that the FBT discount? I wonder if that's what they're talking about.
I think it's something to do with that, and that's what the federal government, even in another press release recently put out there, said something along the lines of, "Well, we're going to save you $10,000 to $12,000 with our novated lease and FBT schemes," which is great, but not everyone's eligible for it. So I think we need a broader approach rather than favoring people who have certain employment options. So yeah, I think we need something broader, and a national approach would be better, rather than now every treasurer can basically say the same thing.
Yep. It's got to be clearer too, I reckon, because the FBT, I mean, I've explained it in a video before, but it's still fairly complicated, the system. As you said, it only applies to people who are employed. Not everybody can access that FBT discount. So it'd be nice to have some sort of more broad approach where they can actually access the rebates for EVs that they buy. So we'll see what 2024 holds anyway. Just want to say hello to some of our new members, actually. Let's go through some of the audience comments. So we've got Florian, who's become a new member. Thanks, Florian. Got Dizzy D. And Marcus has joined us too. Thank you. And Michael as well. Thanks very much to all you new members. Much appreciated. Apparently, comment on Bloomberg News that the Model Y Juniper will be released mid-2024. Rumors, I presume. Nothing concrete.
Early days, but I think Tesla does need to streamline their production, aka buy the same headlights for Model 3 and Model Y, and buy the same type of cameras and those type of things. So given how relatively smooth the older Model 3 to Highland transition has been in Shanghai, I don't think it would be too difficult for them to do the same thing for a Model Y. So yeah, reports are coming in. Might not be mid-2024, but I'm sure we'll be one of the first countries to get that refresh like we did with the Highland.
Yep. Tesla certainly are the kings of efficiency, so you would think they would be able to transition pretty quickly. Now, Leon says, look out, BYD Tom and the boys are back. So I have actually called myself BYD Tom in the new BYD video series, so it's in the video description. Look, I'll be Hyundai Tom, I'll be Kia Tom. Whatever you want me to be, I'll be for the video I'm referring to at the time, so no problem at all.
Hey, Tom, what about Xiaomi Tom? We might as well talk about Xiaomi's latest electric vehicle offering, the first go at it. And there's inspiration from some of the best in the industry in this car.
Yes. So, yes, I read that on X as well this week. So Xiaomi unveiled its first car, Xiaomi SU7, with 800 kilometers of range and 2.78 seconds 0 to 100 acceleration. Well, that's ridiculous. Insane. That kind of looks like a Model 3 had a baby with a Porsche Taycan, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. And a little bit of Ioniq 6 in there as well. And
bit of Seal too, maybe.
Yeah.
Not bad for 101 kilowatt hour battery, honestly. It's pretty good. 475 kilowatts of power. Okay.
Just want to jump in there, gents, just quickly. For some people, although our audience I always find is very, very educated, but those that may not know, but Xiaomi is a telecommunications mobile phone manufacturer. Correct me, Riz and Tom.
Technology. So anything.
They make phones, yes.
Well. Yeah, mainly phones.
This would be their first car ever but I think they're putting in a lot of their mobile phone technology into that car as well. I believe in terms of the infotainment, the entertainment systems, the navigation systems, a lot of that tech will be used from the mobile tech.
Yeah, I mean, Apple have tried for many years to make an EV, so it'll be interesting to see what Xiaomi cook up for sure. Some interesting, variants they want to put out. So, yeah, I'm curious to see. Look, whether it actually makes it to production, I don't know, but ambition is one thing, and manufacturing is another thing, right? Looks like they want to also make their own chargers too, judging by that picture. Yeah, it's very Model 3-esque, isn't it? They've even got the Taycan there as well.
Yeah,
Interesting. Hey, look, imitation is the best form of flattery, I think, in some ways.
Now, is there stalks there?
Oh, controversial. Oh, there's one stalk.
Oh,
I
one
think there's
stalk.
two as well.
But you look on the steering wheel, the two buttons that they've got, they're very Porsche-like, sort of. Even I think the Genesis had that little boost button on it. So minimalistic interior with the very sporty. I mean, this is probably their top variant, but really the applications and what all variants are like would be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, I like the screens on the back, keep your passengers entertained. Yeah, cool. Nice segue. Let's keep going with our viewer comments. So thanks everyone for pitching in. That's great. We've got Ozshot from Georgetown, Tasmania. Also says, hope everyone had a good Christmas. We certainly did. We had KFC on Christmas Eve in Japan too, by the way. Sacred tradition of Japan, so that was fun. Jez says hello from Melbourne, or as Tom would say, Meribun Kara Konnichiwa. So yes, konnichiwa to you as well, Jez. Thanks for commenting on my Japan videos too, much appreciated. Tassie says, evening everyone, from a cool Hobart. Cool. Hey Richard, nice to see you. And Jean, hello as well. Hey Tassie Thalason, nice to see you. And Rachel says hello from Toowoomba. Actually, you know what? I should have brought more back. But you can get matcha Kit Kats from some of the Asian grocers around Sydney. I'm sure Melbourne as well. They're so good, honestly. It's so good. Yes, so yeah, make sure you check out the my new Seal test drive I did. Well, not test drive, it's my car, so it's my drive today. Did an end-to-end drive for about 40 minutes, so yep, uncut. Hey, Robin Jules, nice to see you. And Rob Carr, nice to see you as well from Adelaide. Jack's from Perth, hello. And Jean's enjoyed my Japan videos too. Yeah, hopefully it's inspired you to take a trip to Japan. And hey, Scotty, nice to see you from Melbourne. And Rowan's from Hot and Humid Townsville. Hey, Sensei, nice to see you. Hey, Aaron from St Ives. Steve from the Central Coast. Oh, hey, Rob, nice to see you from Sydney EV. Okay, so this is a tip for Riz. You've got to give Tom some tips for traveling first class on his next trip to Japan. Kind of him traveling in the back of the plane again. Riz, I'm hearing you, Jez, because, yeah, it was pretty squashy in economy.
Look, Tom, I was there once upon a time about 2 months ago before making it to the BYD Seal event. So I know the pain. It's far too recent. But look, next time I'm sure I'll contact a few of my Yakuza contacts. On your next Japan trip, you'll basically have a Toyota electric Crown, which is their equivalent of a Rolls Royce, ready to pick you up at the airport. Just ignore all the bikes and everything else that the rest of the gang brings, but you'll be traveling in first class.
Thanks, Riz. I did see a Tesla and a couple of other EVs as well. Not a lot. So yeah, hopefully we'll see more next time I go to Japan. Yeah, it was good. I did ride in a very fast EV in the Shinkansen, clocking 290. That was very fast. I know. Imagine when two Shinkansens cross each other. Almost 600 Ks an hour. It's a lot of G-force. It's crazy. Jasper says hello from Catherine NT. Yep. And hey, Peter, nice to see you in Canberra. And
Ooh.
there you go. Sensei saying Sydney to Tokyo Haneda is 4 people. First class return is $115,000. It's still cheaper than a Spectre, so that's
Yes.
something, right? Jeremy's got his dad joke for us. What animal gives the best charge when EV driving in Japan? Tom's video say the best charge is from a deer on heat from the No Idea Park, or a wild boar or a charge fox from the Shrine of Many Gates. Boom ching, nice. Hey, Lewis, nice to see you from not so hot Brisbane. That's good. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you as always. Yes, so Peter makes a good point. The worst time for rapid charging is at the end of holiday periods. People leave on trips at lots of random times, but tend to return all the same time on a Sunday evening. That's true, isn't it? Everyone wants to get back to town at the end of the weekend. Have we had any stories yet of long charging queues? I saw one on X today. Someone said there were 15 deep in the queue. And there was I think there was someone actually manning the queue in one of the charging spots.
Yeah, it's I've heard stories, but I personally don't think it was as bad as what we had expected, probably thanks to Tesla's rapid rollout of superchargers in the last couple of weeks before Christmas. As well as I think a few of the other players like EV have and BP Pulse have learned to get power to their chargers before Christmas. So a few more sites had opened up, but yeah, queues at certain busy chargers. I think I saw that same post on X as well, Tom.
That's right. Yeah, great to see the Albury site up and running. I don't know whether that's open to non-Tesla EVs though. Someone will have to correct me in the chat there, been away. But don't think the credit card facility is working either at this stage, because it's still technically a V3 with V4 skins.
Last time I checked as well that it wasn't open. Well, when it first opened, it wasn't open to non-Teslas. But I guess before we talk any more about charging, Tom, we saw your video with the brand new BYD Seal, and you did hint that you will be going and testing it out at a Tesla supercharger soon. That is open to non-Tesla, so we look forward to it.
Yes, I'll try and find a day trip to do a range test and a Tesla charger as well. So try and combine that shortly. I want to try to get a good feel of the car first, like maybe give it a week or two to really get familiar with it. It's a whole brand new way of doing things, of course. We're all familiar with Tesla. But once I sort of get half of the hang of it, then I'll certainly head out for a drive somewhere so I can make some educated comments on the video. So check out that video if you haven't done so yet. That should be up to watch after this. Sydney Evie says 12 new stalls at Port Macquarie are all for all cars. That's fantastic. That's a good stopping point too, halfway to Brisbane. That's a massive boost to charging on the North Coast. Yep. It's fantastic. Cool. And Jasper says NRMA charges are almost complete in Alice Springs, Tennant Creek, and Catherine, Northern Territory. That's great. I think that might be part of the national rollout. That's good. Sydney Evie says been unusually quiet on the holiday charging. More chargers online.
It's a combination. I think it's definitely more chargers. Over 800 fast charging sites across Australia now. But at the same time, I feel the same that it is not as many people traveling, although the number of EVs has increased rapidly. So interesting times.
Maybe more people are going overseas. Sorry.
Yeah, I think adoption is also meant that. Sorry, EV adoption has also meant that. And considering what happened last year, and I guess over Easter as well, earlier this year as well, people have learned from that experience. Tesla has also had a 50% discount between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. as well. And I think if you're traveling in this holiday period, considering that they are longer school holidays where people do have a little bit of time off, if you're traveling with family, you're bound to stay overnight or a day or two somewhere where they may have destination charges or charges nearby as well. So I think there's been less pressure on the EV charging network, so to speak, as well. And I speak from experience with just my across the road friend who we spent Christmas Day with, but they left on the 27th to go to Avoca Beach in New South Wales. And I think they didn't encounter any queues whatsoever. And they left at about 9 o'clock in the morning. and I think stayed overnight in Gundagai and then on to Avoca Beach from there on. Things are improving. People's attitudes are improving, and I think people are generally finding travel a little bit more easier with more EV chargers, including Tesla superchargers coming online.
Yeah, I love the idea with the crowd control too, with some of those Tesla sites. Like that makes a huge difference. Having someone to monitor the situation, far less fisticuffs, I think, having someone there. And that brings me back to Japan. Like the crowd control there is fantastic. People are polite because someone's monitoring the situation. I didn't see anybody pushing people onto the subway. That was what I was hoping to see. I just sort of self-pushed myself on. There was one evening that was quite busy. That was quite interesting. Luckily, everyone smelled okay. We were very close to other passengers. Let's keep going with the comments. So we've got Koba Insurance can't come soon enough. My Atto 3 premium just went up $600. Whoa, that's a huge jump. Huge jump. My seal was $1,300 with an excess of $2,000. That's how much I'm paying for mine, which is actually pretty similar to my Model 3, Model Y that I've paid in the past. Tassie Thalason, I don't know. When will Koba be available? Don't know. Early 2024, I'm hearing from the guys. So there should be a follow-up live stream soon, early next year. So stay tuned for that one. Rahul, do you want to quickly chat about your X account? You've had a few issues getting feedback from X.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I think the new X handle is at Rahul _Prasad 74. If anyone wants to give me a follow, please do. The old account was at Rahul Prasad 74. But unfortunately, I had a login issue. I was logged out of the app, tried to log back in again, but it asked me for a two-factor 2FA code, which I'd never set up, and a backup code as well to be sent, but there was didn't come to either my email or my mobile. Logged that case with X support multiple times, and I eventually just gave up after about 3-4 weeks. So I could just continue with my X account as well. I put my hand up and say if there's one bad habit I have, it's my X account. I do follow that on a regular basis. It's my window to the world. I do like scrolling through my newsfeed there. A legitimate account, not a shadow or a spam account. So yeah, please follow me there if anybody would like.
Yeah, definitely. I'll update the link as well in our video description. That way people know we've got the right account linked to you. So no problem. Yep. Yeah, I mean, say what you want about X. X is still really good for getting the latest news for any topic, really. That's where I get my news from, for sure. That's how we source our news mostly, too, for the show. So still a very useful platform. Gaffer says, from what felt like no DC charging 18 months ago back to so many options now. That's true. We're getting a lot more charging locations, particularly Tesla superchargers. A lot more now, which is good, considering how many Teslas we've got on the road at the moment. Blue Evie's saying a highlight from this year was the High Court judgment on the Victoria road tax. I agree. We had Chris van der Stock on, who was obviously a great proponent of that and gave up a lot of his own time to help get that across the line. And now Victorians definitely don't have to pay the EV tax anymore, and that hopefully should set a precedent for other states like New South Wales, Queensland. So, yep, great highlight there, Blue Evie. Appreciate that. Gents, I'm sure you're both Victorians, very happy with that.
Just waiting for the money to come in.
Riz, good point, because I think the last time that we talked to Chris, we were hoping that refund would hit our bank accounts, or at least our Vic Road accounts, before Christmas. I don't believe that we have received the refund back from the EV tax that we have paid. So yeah, I'm keen to follow that up in the new year and find out what has happened with that, and at what stage will the Victorian government refund that EV tax that people have actually paid back to them.
Well, the check's in the mail apparently, so yeah, should be sort of 2 weeks, right? I don't know.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I
Cool.
could use it. I've spent a lot of money over Christmas. Probably will spend a little bit more on New Year's. So yeah, the credit card bills are going to be due soon. So yeah, that check would be very handy.
Just put it onto the Victorian government. They'll look after you. Peter says, enjoyed your seal-related content posted earlier. Appreciate it. Thank you. More to come. Aaron says, very excited. My Model 3 Highland is due here in Sydney, Jan 18 to Feb 8. So not long now. Fantastic.
Yes.
We should probably touch on this, gents. A couple of ships, well, one ship turned back to China due to a stink bug infestation, I believe.
Yeah, that was one of the stories. I
Was
guess
that
just
from
touching. So the Model 3 Highland deliveries have started for customers. So yeah, there's definitely more to come, and I think obviously that's all Shanghai's producing now. So Q1 is going to be massive, and hopefully we'll get that ship back. With those cars, something's got to happen to them. They belong to some customers. Those guys will be waiting a bit longer.
Yeah, I think a lot of them were actually Model Ys too, not just Highland Model 3s. People have been waiting a long time for the Model Ys, so they've got to wait a bit longer now, which is a shame. Hopefully they'll be sprayed and returned back. Did some cars get unloaded? Are there some stink bugs around? It's a serious issue, right?
Just not sure. So this ship was supposed to be for Queensland?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Tom. I think some of the cars were unloaded, but obviously they must have done biosecurity testing and found that they were contaminated. And I think even after a few weeks, probably even longer, I'm not sure the timescale, they were then eventually ordered to take the cargo and the entire cargo back to the origin port, I believe. So there's obviously delays there, but I believe in the meantime there's more ships on the way, including the Don Juan, which I think is now moored and unloading. And obviously I have seen on X pictures of a massive amount of Model 3s, Model Ys in Shanghai at the Gigafactory as well, destined for export markets.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah. So these should be delivered in early 2024. So, yep. Fantastic. More EVs, the better. Okay, cool. Let's keep going with the comments. Richard's saying so many Teslas driving around Brisbane and between the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast. Fantastic. When the infrastructure is good, the cars will come, as we've seen. Okay, so Ozshot is saying Tasmania has a $3,000 incentive at the moment, but we don't know when it finishes. Yeah, it's a bit of a worrying trend. A lot of these states are pulling their incentives. So if you ordered like today or tomorrow in New South Wales, you'll still be eligible for the rebate. So you've got 36 hours left or something like that to get your $3,000 rebate and stamp duty rebate too, which is like $5,500. It's quite a bit of money. Yeah, there we go. Sydney EV saying that. Stamp duty exemption ends tomorrow, correct? Thanks, Gene. He's got a comment for me. I noticed in your seal vid that the AC was on economical. Please change to comfort if you want to work it properly in the summer heat. Yep, thank you for that. I will fix that up. Yeah, it's definitely a newbie drive, that first one, just getting a feel for it. Let's keep going with the comments. Sorry, Rahul, did you put a comment up from someone else? I very rudely interrupted. Where's that one?
No, I think I've just been highlighting in the background, Tom.
Okay.
May have accidentally.
No, all good. I will keep pushing with the comments then. Let's see. So Peter says, even if you qualify for the incentive for the FBT discount, you can't do Uber in your EV if it's a novated lease. So that's a good point. And rideshare is one of the best ways to get random folks to think about EVs. Okay, cool. Thanks, Abby. You can't join us. No worries. So thank you. Wishing you and everyone else happy, wealthy New Year as well. Thanks for that. Very nice of you.
Well, the Tats Lotto is due, I think, tonight, 30 million. So, yeah, hey, hold that thought, Abby. I do like that.
Yeah. We know what you're trying to say.
Heard it here first from Koshi. It's happening tonight.
That's right. What are the numbers, Koshi?
777.
Nice. Okay, let's keep going with the comments. So Richard's saying highlights of 2023 would be massive road trips on 3 continents. Yeah, well done. Australia, US, and Japan. That's a lot of traveling, Richard. You've done very well. Yeah. Let's keep going. So Oscreamer says BYD opened a dealership in Belconnen before Christmas. Heaps of Atto3s, not many dolphins or seals yet. Cool.
So just on that point, Tom, I guess you had your pickup this week.
Mm-hmm.
What are your sort of expectations in terms of sales for BYD in December? So last month was the lowest month of sales for the Atto3s, 680 odd cars delivered to customers. Average in 2023 has been around about 1,000 cars a month. Dolphins picking up, which is great to see. Over 500 cars delivered last month. The Seal, they didn't report anything for November, but for December, I guess, will be the first big month. Do you think this month might have more Seal deliveries than Atto3s, although they have a lot of Atto3 stock?
Yeah, I mean, the delivery center in Sydney, I show some of it in my video. A lot of Seals lying around waiting to be delivered to customers. So I think they'll be popular. My feeling is that, we know the Atto3 is a previous generation platform for BYD. So a lot of them might be waiting or trading up to or trading sideways to a Dolphin or buying a Seal because it is newer tech. So yeah, I think they'll do fine. It's not a bad car, honestly. As I'm trying to figure out, it's definitely a worthy competitor to the Tesla Model 3 Highland for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a great second car at this stage. It's still, if you're road tripping, I would say Tesla's probably obviously more reliable. We've got more chargers at the moment with Tesla superchargers, but having said that, more opening up to non-Teslas as well. So that's making road trips more safe too, and obviously just more DC chargers in general. But yeah, I'll be doing all those road trips and range tests coming up, so stay tuned, everyone. Yeah, Peter makes a good point. Such rapid increases in tech and range, etc. How much will my Atto3 be worth as a second-hand car in 3 years? I mean, that could be said for any car, right, gents? I mean, tech moves so quickly. Even for phones, for cars, even Tesla. How much is a Model 3 from 2019 now worth? It's the way it is.
I think sorry, go on, Rahul.
No, Riz, please go ahead. Yeah.
I think the saving grace there is that in 3 years' time, the EV adoption will be at a rate where people would want an EV, nobody would want a petrol or diesel car. So a car with over-the-air updates like an Atto3 would still be a pretty good purchase as a second-hand car. Usual give or take for most cars is after 3 years, the residual values are between 50 and 60% of their original price, that's just the general rule of thumb. But I think
3 years?
3 years.
Yep.
So, if you bought a Model 3 for 65 grand 3 years ago, whatever it was, it should be around $45,000 on the used market. So Atto3s also have over-the-air updates, and people prefer SUVs. An electric SUV with like a reasonably safe blade battery in 3 years' time, I think, will be worth 60% of what it is brand new. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried too much about values falling off the cliff. If I was buying a nice car today and wanting to sell it in 3 years' time, I'd be super worried.
I think great point there by Peter, because I think it raises a lot of questions there. But I think I look at it as a net positive, considering that a lot of states are looking at ending the EV subsidies very soon, if not already. The fact that EV cars are generally more pricier, which means that people who are living in, say urban environments or in good paying jobs, multiple incomes, blah, 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 are obviously able to afford it. But it leaves a lot of people who are on that minimum wage or on low incomes or a single income in that phase where they would look at extending the life of that existing ICE car for as long as possible before switching to an EV. But something like this would mean that the pricing on EV cars would get to a point where it would become equal to an ICE car, which means the next choice logically for somebody in that scenario would be to then go, hey, EVs are affordable. I think I might have even seen an ad for a Tesla Model 3, I think 2017 or 2018, done over 100,000 Ks for under $20,000 on car sales, which is fantastic, right? So we can have that across the board. It means that we achieve parity and get EV ownership, far exceeding that 50, 60%, which is what the federal government is targeting by 2030, 2035.
Yeah, very good point. I like the point too about software updates too. Anything with an over-the-air update makes your car better than it was when you first got it. So a lot of the niggly things at the moment with the seal are all very much software related. So we'll be monitoring the updates over time. Hopefully they can be fixed. A lot of the ADAS stuff that comes on that you've got to change every drive, that's apparently going to be fixed in an update, which, as we've seen with Tesla over the years, their experience is that the car gets better with time. Hopefully BYD and other vehicles will follow too. Even stuff like this, like no one pedal at the moment, people who want that. We know that Tesla, when that Model 3 first came out, didn't have one pedal either. So that was a software update. I remember that back in 2019, 2020. So it can be done. Sydney EV, no, the seal definitely has auto hold. So yeah, that's not true. You can definitely have that on all the time. So yeah, Tassie EV says, I'm still waiting on the new Hyundai Kona EV. No idea when they're putting the pricing out, and I can put my video out. Yeah, it's still sitting in stasis, my friend. It's going to be at least a month old when I release it, if they let me release it next month, hopefully. I can only do what they tell me to do, unfortunately. Sensei says Xiaomi. I think you mean Xiaomi. EV looks like it'll be another Lucid EV disappointment. Let's hope not. Let's not make these. Well, let's not wish for these to fail. We want something to succeed, right? For EVs to proceed.
So news on EVs from China. Reports come out that Zeekr is setting up an operation in Singapore for potentially launching in the third quarter of 2024. If that's the case, as far as I know, I think Singapore is a right-hand drive market.
Yes.
And this would be one of the first markets that Zeekr is going into, offering a right-hand, if the reports are true, of course, which means that we could have another brand with few more offerings potentially by the end of next year, same time next year, which would be pretty cool because they're going pretty hard in Europe as they're launching that brand over there, and there seems to be good demand for some of their products. And for those that are not aware, Zeekr is owned by Geely Holdings, which also owns Volvo Cars and Polestar. So yeah, we're looking forward to if that happens in Singapore. Hopefully they bring some of their cars to Australia as well.
Yeah, good to see Singapore being used as a test bed, although they don't have very many cars to start with. But it'll be nice to get a right-hand drive market testing that. Yeah, we'll see. I'd like to see some of these at the Everything Electric show next year. I don't know whether they'll actually allow that to happen, but we did see in Amsterdam this year, didn't we, gents? Fully electric, fully charged live did bring quite a few of the Chinese cars out there to show. So we'll see.
I think another brand that I did notice recently, and I've seen a few of their cars, is, I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing it right, but it's called Chery, CHERY. Not an electric version so far, but I think they will be. Obviously, now they've got a presence, they'll be looking at getting an electric version here as well. So yeah, loads of Chinese brands. Obviously, the symbiotic relationship that we have with China in terms of trade agreements means that we will see probably more brands from Chinese EV manufacturers here before we do with European manufacturers.
Yep, we'll see what happens in the next year. Hey, 2024 could be the year. I haven't actually seen this one. I've seen the thumbnail for it. I keep getting distracted. But the drag race between the Steel Performance and the Highland Long Range on CarWow, surprisingly disappointing. Gents, did you see this video?
I I saw parts of it. Yeah, the long range kept up, and
Pretty good.
It'll be very interesting to see what the Model 2024 or Tesla Model 3, the Ludicrous, which, potentially a successor to the Performance, what that will be like. Tom, you were there at that press event in Sydney. Do you recall hearing anything about a Performance being delayed or coming in 2024?
Yes, I remember, and this was reported on Car Sales as well, because I saw the reporters from Car Sales there too, and they told all of us that it would be coming in mid 2024. I think we might have mentioned it during an earlier stream as well. So, don't know whether it was just an off the cuff comment or whether that's true or not. But hey,
if that's the case, then and I think that Model 3 long range that Carva did test was without acceleration boost. And I'm not sure if you can actually get acceleration boost on the Highlands just yet.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then Seal Performance might be a bit worried in terms of its actual performance compared to what the Model 3. But then again, we always know that the Model 3 has always had that, that acceleration
straight line
advantage.
Yeah. Yep. What was it? Did it beat it or just kept up?
I from memory, and I think Rich has obviously seen the whole video. From memory, it kept up.
Yep.
But yeah, from what we're hearing in the rumors mills around the next year's Model 3 Performance, 20 to 30% increase in power compared to the current Model 3 Performance.
Wow.
And if that's the case, we're talking like, 500 plus kilowatts. That's going to be 2.5 second car from 0 to 100. But anyway, we'll find out. We'll let the rumor mill spin.
Now, Riz, you've got a Performance Model 3, and I've
Yes.
owned a Performance Model 3, and those things are insane. Like, seriously, they catapult you out of your, you just get thrown back into your seat when that thing takes off instantaneously. That's just insane amount of power. Amount of G-force already going 0 to 100 from 3.3 seconds. So to go faster than that in a car that's about 100k Aussie, it's just silly, but good value, I suppose. Cool. Thanks, Rachel. Quoted my comment today in the BYD Seal video. I said smart air. What is that? It's better than dumb air. It's true. I didn't know what smart air was, but I got to try it out next time.
So I took one for a test drive, a Seal Premium 2 weeks ago, and there was a BYD representative in the car with me, and the most important feature they wanted to showcase was that smart air feature, that how it purifies your cabin. And as far as I knew, my air was pretty clean. But then again, this is some advanced feature. Is this similar to? I think the Model Ys have that biohazard mode.
Yep, could be.
Is that similar? Is that different?
Well, I mean, the biodefense mode, you press it, obviously the air just blows at you, right, for like whatever, a couple of minutes. And same with the purification setting with the Seal. I just felt a lot of air coming through all of a sudden. So, if you've just let one through, let me tap the screen to help everyone else out. Maybe that's what that's for. Don't know. All right, let's keep going through comments here. Wow, we're really far behind. Let's keep going. So Albury is open on Teslas. Fantastic. Marco's saying he's done 2,500 kilometers these holidays and no waits anywhere. And Sydney Evie says new 12 stalls at Port Macquarie are for all cars. Fantastic. And Albury, yes, open to everyone as well. That's great on the Hume. Blue Evie says yesterday 3 to 4 deep queue at Keith and Horsham traveling from Adelaide and Melbourne. Okay. No worries. Bulldog is saying day trip to Campbelltown, superchargers. Yep, that's an easy one for me. That's very close, relatively speaking. Okay. Seal also won't work at V3s. Okay, I'll have to check that one. I know Dolphin worked at V3 and the Atto wasn't. So I'll have to double check that with the Seal. Okay, so Gaffer says got hit by the Tesla update bug on Christmas Eve. Model 3 reported 12-volt degradation. Wow. Started shutting down some vehicle functions to save the battery. Okay, and then good an update to the new one to fix it as 12-volt issues prevent software updates. Ooh, anyone else have that issue over the Christmas period? I thought I read that on X as well. They were pulling some of these updates. Had to pull the main battery power as well as 12-volt to fully shut down and reset to clear error. Okay, at least Tesla helped out there. That's good. All right, let's keep going with the comments. Any thoughts on new vehicles coming this year? Yes, we'll have to find one of those articles that talk about new vehicles coming.
I think Bridie had a link to the NRMA site, and I think we may have covered that in our second last show. So I think there is a link there somewhere to my NRMA, which shows you all the models that are coming in 2024. Quite a comprehensive list there.
So by new EVs, is it new EVs or old European EVs that we will get as new EVs? Like the ID Buzz that we should have seen last year.
It's coming again.
It's coming again.
This one looks cool. The Abarth 500e. Want to see that coming? Mini Cooper, Peugeot. Yeah, there it is. The new old VW ID3. It's coming again.
Yeah, you know what? And Riz and Tom, personally, I can't wait to see what Toyota unveils as their new flagship BEV. I've heard some fantastic things about it. None of it real, all imagined. So yeah, we shall wait.
It's coming. It'll come. They'll take over the world, Toyota. You heard them.
It'll be at the dealers in February, and that's not a joke. Apparently, that's the latest press release was.
Okay.
It's going to be at the dealers. Anyway, I'll try and find that article and share the link, but it was the same person at Toyota Australia that says that EVs will never work in Australia, was giving their Toyota's EV technology a bit of a praise. Sean Henley, whatever he is. I'll try and find it and share it with everyone.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll see what happens. Tassie Thalassime, new member. Thank you very much, Tassie. Thanks for supporting. Ray's saying, got news from family in Mildura that Tesla team was looking for a new site. Great. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, so Riz, you've got your article here to share. Let's have a look. I'll just share this one. So this is the one Riz is talking about. Toyota talks up battery performance as it prepares to launch first EV in Australia. Here we go. This is like article from last week. Not release pricing, full specs of the BZ4X until they're ready to arrive in local dealerships in February, but is talking up improvements in battery performance and range. 71.4 kilowatt hour.
Solterra.
As in it's the same car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, same car. Yeah. Just the twin. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Solterra is quite expensive too, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment. Interesting. Cool. All right, let's keep going with the comments. Thanks, Riz, for that. Wow, so many comments. Thanks, everyone. Much appreciated. We've got Sensei gifting memberships. Thank you again. David H is a new member. Thank you. Thank you, Sensei, for gifting that. Oh, wow. Sorry, these are going back a bit. Glavis Scarborough had stock for Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, SA, Tasmania, had a Model Y on that ship, and already been assigned a new car with 26/12 build date. Okay.
Hey.
Cool. Let's keep going with the comments. SWS picking up the seal as well. Thank you. Hey. Congratulations. Yes, it does have auto hold, and it keeps retains the function as well for the next drive, which is good. Andrew says, just noticed that 3 EV sites opened up only 500 meters down the road from the Bathurst NRMA Tesla site. Okay, that's a good one. Thanks, Sensei. More gifting, much appreciated. Okay, Ray says, why did Hertz sell their Tesla fleet then if not an issue with depreciating value? That's referring back to our previous conversation.
Yeah, that's I think Hertz is, well, US in general, they're worried with the economic times as to how much money they should be spending on their fleets, and that's all brands. They have to consider how much money they are actually spending on their entire fleet, and it seems a lot of manufacturers in the US in recent months have held back. Hertz also placed an order with GM for 100,000+, I think, Bolt EVs. GM is stopping production of the Bolt. So it seems that there's a bit of a confidence issue across the industry at the moment around EVs and what the manufacturers can supply. Hertz obviously saying that they are finding it more expensive to maintain or I guess repair Teslas, and they're just not sure of their used EV value. So from what I understand, they're putting a pause on those purchases, but they did place an order for 100,000 of them. And last investor call that I heard, they'd received about 50% of those vehicles. So I guess they'll just trial it out a bit longer and see what it's about. And, I'm not sure if they can actually tell Tesla, hey, stop sending us more vehicles. But yeah, we'll find out. The market itself will recover pretty quickly. In the US at the moment, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty being thrown around by media that the EV prices are used EV prices will fall off the cliff. So that's part of what's scaring the executives at a lot of these larger companies, from what I understand.
Yeah, business is certainly a lot about confidence, and that's driving it at the moment. Ray Palmer, if you buy an EV for 56K, wait for your warranty to expire, that's 7K per year, which is reasonable. And it certainly won't go to zero. So I know that 7K is not too bad for a car. Yeah, good point from Blue EV. In 3 years' time, all the 2023 leased vehicles will appear in the second-hand market, so there will be some options there as all the leases run out. Yeah, that's true. GAC Ion launching in Thailand, so they may come here. We had the gentleman, I think Charles, on the Fully Charged live panel that I was on, talking about that, but Ion as well. So yeah, hopefully that will come soon. Tassie Evie says, just watched Gav's review of the ID4 New Zealand, and I've heard they're bringing it around mid-2024. So VW is coming, but yes, there are many others beyond VW. Cool. H2's got his tickets for Fully Charged. Thank you. That's good. Yes, so Tassie EV1 saying it's going to be a huge show. Had to get another building. Yeah, it's going to be much bigger than last year, apparently. It's good. Yeah, Ray, we talked about that, I think, about the send back. I guess the quarantine issue, biosecurity is a big issue in Australia, so I think it's the right thing to do. It's disappointing, but we can't have infestations happening here in Australia. They make it pretty clear when you arrive back in the country, and that's fair enough. Now, we had Jez send some money. I just forgot where his comment was. I'm sorry, Jez. Here we go. Might be later on. Okay. I did see your $5 pledge as always, so we'll get to that shortly, I'm sure. Here we go. So Jez says, donation for the Revisit to Japan Fund. Do we have any footage of Tom eating wasabi mistaken for matcha? That would be quality entertainment. Yeah, my tolerance is not too bad for wasabi, but yes, that would be fun for everyone else watching. Not so fun for me. It does clear the sinuses, though. Thanks, Charles. Nice of you to join us. Yes, bonus live stream. Last one for the year. Richard saying, between my driving from Melbourne to Brisbane via Sydney on 23rd December and now, 5 new superchargers have opened up in the main route. So good. So good. Joe Smith, when will we see full self-driving in Australia? 2 weeks, everyone.
That's it.
2 weeks. BYD Seal. Sorry, Rahul, please.
No, I was going to say quickly with regards to FSD, I think Tesla is now rolling it out to more employees. So I think initially it was just rolled out to just probably the senior executive team. But I think now it's gone out to over 100,000 Tesla employees as well to test it. But in saying that, when it comes to Australia, it's a wait and see. It wasn't there in the Christmas holiday update. So, yeah, it's still a wait.
There's only one man in Australia that knows about this. I think, Rahul, you touched on the fact that senior executives is based at the Gigagong, Gigagong himself, Nash. If you're watching this, just let us know what it's like being behind the wheel of one in Australia, because you experienced it in the US.
Yep, the only man who's got an inside line to Elon from Australia.
Nash is the man. John X has got an explanation for the Model 3 drag race with the seal. So hit the speed limiter at 170 kilometers an hour. I don't understand if it's a 0 to 100. Was it a 0 to 100 drag race or just a quarter mile drag race? Beat it has a high top speed. Seal 1 standing drag race. Model 3 won from a 30 mile per hour start. Okay, I'll have to watch the video. I'm not sure what the specifics were of that. Let's keep going. Got your Hollywood. Got your Cybertruck yet, Hollywood Riz? Don't think so.
Yet.
No.
Apparently, mine was involved in a crash this week, so I'm going to be waiting a while. For anyone that missed it, there is some footage on Reddit of a Cybertruck being involved in a bit of a collision, and Cybertruck came out, pretty solid. But yeah, it's seems to be a lot of them are getting out there, but mine is a couple of years away.
Yeah, Riz, you're not complaining though. I heard your Spectre landed in WA with the personalised number plates. So yeah, you're all good there. While you're waiting for your Cybertruck, you've got the Rolls-Royce Spectre to enjoy.
Look, it's just what's got to happen while I wait for my Cadillac Celestiq, which is about $400,000 as well when it lands, if GM ever makes any proper electric cars, that is. So
the Lyric, wasn't it? Lyric, was it Lyric? What was the name?
There's a Lyric and there's a Celestiq.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And obviously there's a Escalade IQ. So there's a lot of unique names that Cadillac, and apparently Cadillac's coming here next year. Speaking of cars that are coming here next year,
Rappers love caddies, right?
that's it. So all the aspiring rappers will be quite happy to go electric next year in Australia.
That's right. Shalendra says the Great Ocean Road beyond Torquay finally has a 50 kilowatt EV fast. Can we call these fast chargers 50 kilowatts? It's got a DC charger.
Well, according to the Victorian government, it is, because that's part of their destination charging across Victoria with one CHAdeMO and one CCS port. So that's the best we're going to get here while we wait for our refunds.
Yeah, checks in the mail. Why is it the US gets 10-year warranties on batteries and everyone else gets 7? I did not know that. Interesting. All right. Okay. Let's keep going with comments. No, my content is not sponsored at all for the BYD videos. It's all paid for with my own hard-earned. So no, I prefer to do that. Then I can give you an honest review of the cars. Yes, there's been some FSD testing going on this year. I can tell you that for sure. So that has been happening. Do you think, guys, that the Polestar will be concerned with the popularity of the BYD seal? I don't think so. They've told us many times they're not really mass market. They want to be low volume sales. Like people who buy Polestars want that special treatment that their cars not everywhere like Model 3s or BYDs. So I don't think they're too concerned. I'm not speaking for them. I'm just assuming. Ludicrous Feed self-titled album. No, not going to sing. What happened to your Model 3, the black one? I sold it. I assume you sold it. Yes, I did. I have still got a standing order for Highland, so I haven't cancelled just yet. My delivery date's like next year, so stay tuned. I'm not giving anything away. Okay. Sam asks, did you see the gold Model S owned by a Japanese rapper while you were over there? I didn't see that, sorry. I looked all over Tokyo, but didn't see it. Would you swap your Y for the CLU? I actually want to keep a Tesla, I must say. It's still easier to road trip in a Tesla. That's undeniable because of the supercharger network at the moment. So unless it is open to all, and it definitely works, I think I would keep the Y long term for sure. Cool. Thank you. Yes, Joe says honest reviewer. Yeah, well, I try my best. I do. Try not to be too, what's the word? Yeah, try and keep them honest, these reviews. Rachel says, got to bail. Have a fantastic new year with safe travels and happy charging. Don't kiss too many strangers. That goes to both of you, Riz and Rahul. Keep it safe.
Try not to. Road trip.
Road trip. Cool. Gents, we might leave it there actually. That might be a wrap for us. 178 viewers at the 1 hour mark. Fantastic. That's kind of what's been happening this year, right? Lots of viewers tuning in and giving their thoughts and being very informed and educated, and educating all of us really, not just each other. But I've learned a lot this year for sure. Not just from the audience, but from you too as well. So much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, I think everyone's just so knowledgeable, and hopefully we've had a lot of good discussions over Christmas lunches and dinners, and lots of family gatherings around EVs and why we need to make the switch. And everyone's been doing an awesome job telling everyone else about what needs to happen, and hopefully sooner rather than later. So keep up the good work, and thanks for an amazing year, everyone.
Thanks, Riz. Thank you, Rahul.
Yeah, thank you, Riz, and thanks, Tom. Riz, good, amazing words there, mate. Thank you so much. I just want to add, thanks so much for the audience for supporting us this year. I want to go back to my first experience when I had the 2019 Model 3, which is the first car, the EV car that we ever owned, and I'm on YouTube looking for stuff of how the Model 3 works, what accessories to get, and guess what? One of the first names that I came across, one of the first channels came across was Tom's channel, and always very well presented, earnest, honest, unbiased reviews. And Tom, you are like that in person. We have met a couple of times, and same for you, Riz, coming from your engineering background as well. Very data driven, very analytical as well, presenting facts as well, but also making the connections in the industry as well. I remember you working the floor at Fully Charged Live, introducing me to all these people there last year when I came from Melbourne, and that was a huge help. Thank you to both of you for adopting a nobody who's just an EV enthusiast into your EV world. I can't say enough for all the help that I get from you guys and the friendships that we have formed over the last year as well.
Oh, very well said, Rahul. I'm touched. And please, you're not a nobody. You're Koshi. You are our channel's Koshi. Financial advice, we go to you straight away. So please, too humble, too kind. No, thank you. Very kind words from you, Rahul, and from Riz as well. It's been a lot of fun this year. So yeah, every Wednesday, every Saturday morning, I look forward to it, and I'm sure the audience does as well. So let's wrap it there, and just want to wish both of you and the audience watching live and watching on replay and listening to us on podcast a very happy 2024. May it be healthy and wealthy, and we shall see you for the first podcast or first live stream in 2024. We'll keep you informed with future dates. Otherwise, have a great New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and as always, happy charging. Thanks, everyone. See. Oh, nice roll. Thanks. See you guys. Take care. Bye.